pushing Golden Glue and Dodo to one side. No chase there. Maybe actually gets in. The gauntlet goes down. Unbreakable Will coming in for Dodo. Doublelift flashes over the wall. Doublelift picks up 2 more. One of those goes over to Aphromoo as Rush Hour comes up.
Rush Hour is dead, dude.
And here's the collapse around them, though.
We said when would Link start going for other targets?
Oh my God!
Oh, right back into him with Fate's Call.
You gonna turn it?
Gets absolutely shredded by that. Randy hits the next hook as well, but they can't follow up. ManCloud.
We were on the same page. It wasn't the direction we wanted to go in.
The mid under fire, CLG relentless this game. And Tip missing. Oh, the flash hook! They got him! Xiao goes down. That was beautiful. The ballista play pulled off perfectly right there.
Like, the truth is, Afro went to the org and he said it's either me or him.
I mean, Peter can be a dick and talk bad about everyone that he wants to talk bad about, but ultimately, I don't care.
I feel like people have a really skewed perception of me and Afro.
I mean, that's cool. If he wants to hate me, that's fine.
To me, I feel like he gave up on me as a friend and as a teammate.
The organization thought it would be the best decision moving forward, only because Peter brings people down more often than not.
I think we can all agree that I'm way better off on TSM, and I think TSM wins, I win, and CLG ultimately wins because if they really hate me so bad, then now they don't have to deal with me.
Aphromoo wanted something different. Doublelift's attitude was bringing down the team, and Afro wanted to take a leadership role for everyone. He wasn't just the team's leader, he was their big brother. He was Mr. CLG. This is his story. Zachary Aphromoo Black was born on September 8, 1992 in Whittier, California, and took to video games at a young age. Aphromoo played Diablo with his dad, and eventually moved to playing competitive World of Warcraft, even playing on a LAN at BlizzCon. But Aphromoo eventually grew tired of PvP WoW, and turned to League of Legends. Aphromoo started out as a streamer, and gained popularity thanks to his solid 80 carry play and a loud personality.
Oh my god, he DC! Please report this Master Yi.
No.
He probably DC'd for a good reason. Maybe some black guy robbed his house and he got glocked in the face. You don't even know, and you just reported him. What a dick. Like, for real. Those kind of people just make me so mad.
I got this.
Give me that Orcos, bitch! We're going deep in that paint! What are you doing? Oh my god, we're just going home! Fuck this shit, going to the base! Oh my...
But Aphromoo wasn't just a popular streamer. He played at a high level, and pros quickly took notice. Unfortunately, none of them seemed to stick, and Aphromoo joined 7 teams between 2011 and 2012. In late 2012, Aphromoo switched from AD carry to support, and though he was playing a less active role, he was still just as good, and just as bombastic.
You're like, what the fuck are you doing, Tarek? You gonna stun me? Boom, and you just fuck them up. You just fuck them up. Like, what the fuck? Back the fuck up. Like, easy. Now you have fucking presence in the lane, dude. Now you just get in the fucking bush, and they back the fuck up. They ward that shit and shit. Like, holy fuck, this guy. And you flash, exhaust this guy, and it's like GG. It's like, then you pop W, and you kite, and you blow him up. Like, what the fuck? Support is so easy, dude. Holy shit.
Aphromoo first joined CLG in December 2012 as their starting support, sharing the bot lane with a man considered the best AD carry in North America, Doublelift. CLG placed 4th that season, but fell to last place in the playoffs, forcing them to win their spot in the LCS back through the promotion tournament.
Now for CLG, the stakes couldn't be higher. On the line for HotShot and crew is not just a trip to the LCS, but the very existence of the team.
Despite Aphromoo's talents, the team didn't work, and he was the first to leave the team after they re-qualified. Aphromoo says that he stepped down, that he couldn't handle the pressure that came with being relied on by his entire team. The pressure of playing with someone as demanding as Doublelift. CLG replaced Aphromoo with founding member Choster in May. Aphro returned to streaming and did that full time until October, when he tried out for Team Curse and made the team before getting a call from CLG's mid laner, Link.
I talked to Link, and I saw Doublelift in solo queue, and we played bottom lane again. I played support, and I guess he remembered me after that. Oh yeah, this guy still plays the game, I guess, so.
Aphromoo was back on CLG, and back with Doublelift. The best AD carry in North America was back with one of the league's brightest young support players. It seemed like the perfect match, but the pressure was still on.
Aphromoo was already on the team before, and they brought him back so that he could play with Doublelift, once again, exciting a lot of the fans.
Doublelift and Aphromoo quickly became one of the stronger bot lanes in NA, and one of the most popular as well. As the years went on, they only got better, and their fandom grew even more. The pair played up their friendship for the camera, leaning on their personalities to create one of the most iconic partnerships in League of Legends. Rush Hour.
Why did you guys seem like you wanted to throw that game so badly?
Well, Doublelift didn't please me last night, so I was pretty mad.
Yeah.
And usually I take out my rage in bottom lane, and we saw that today.
But while support is a selfless role, playing support for Doublelift is an even more selfless act. Doublelift is a hyper carry, which means Aphromoo's entire job was to set things up for his AD carry to succeed. No roaming, no playmaking, no glory.
He gets an ultimate, not against the wall. TSM actually blows a few summoners to get into the right position to be in the right spot. That kill going to them, but Dyrus has also fallen. That's going to be Pobelter going down. Way too close now for CLG. Triple kill for Turtle, looking for the Quadra. Not going to get it that time. It's a triple for Doublelift. He's looking for Bjergsen.
Both players had big personalities, but as they played together more, Aphromoo started to mellow out. Where Doublelift got louder, Aphromoo started taking a more quiet leadership role on the team, taking on shot calling duties, and even getting more pensive in interviews.
What are you guys looking at as kind of your real opponents right now, and who's going to give you some trouble? Final question.
Honestly, I don't really talk down most of the teams in the league. They're really good and really fun to play against.
Good policy.
Especially Enemy, as you've seen right here. TSM, Team Liquid, Dignitas, Enemy, and that's all I can think of right now. They're all looking really good, and they're really fun to play against, and that's all that really matters, and we just have to execute our plan as well as we can.
The shot calling position was taking its toll on Aphromoo. Every season, CLG's team looked strong, but they never quite managed to put together a win in the playoffs.
This is going to be it. They are pushed back to the fountain right now. Nexus turrets are falling. 34 minutes into the game. A clean sweep on Counter Logic Gaming after the boot camp in Korea. It's not going to be enough to stop Curse.
The pressure on Aphromoo was mounting as his team looked to him to lead them to victory. He was still the same fun-loving guy he was on stream all those years ago, but on stage, he was a professional, and he wanted to win. In summer 2015, Aphromoo finally got his wish. CLG looked better than ever. They placed second in the regular season and went undefeated in the playoffs, where they beat Team Solo Mid 3-0 in the grand finals.
And the faithful shall be rewarded. CLG take the inhibitor, they're gonna take the Nexus turrets, and they're gonna take a trip to Worlds.
This is gonna be it. Counter Logic Gaming fighting every season since there has been one, and now taking down Team Solo Mid at Madison Square Garden to be your 2015
You'd expect Aphromoo to be ecstatic. You'd expect him to be happy. But Aphromoo was just relieved.
I was just like, whatever. I think I relished in the fact that, all my teammates are happy that we won. More so than, me being happy that we won. I just like seeing them, excited and happy that, all the work that we put in, we got to where we went.
CLG went on to Worlds after their win at MSG, but failed to make it out of their group. And things were only gonna get tougher for Aphromoo.
Hey, my name is Doublelift, and starting today, I'll be a part of TSM.
Doublelift's departure wasn't necessarily his own decision. Aphromoo was the one who called for a shakeup in CLG.
Like, the truth is, Afro went to the org, and he said it's either me or him.
Great branding, one of the most popular players in the league, has a great franchise, but the trade-off just wasn't that good.
I'm not ever going to deny that I made a lot of mistakes, but the thing is that I tried really hard to fix them, and I was getting better and improving, and there's interviews and a lot of proof where my teammates and coach had said that I made a lot of progress, and I wasn't just trying to improve, I was improving.
We tried it for 3 years. I was on the team for 3 years, obviously, and get better little by little, attitude, but team chemistry-wise and the impact he had on the team in general, just atmosphere-wise, being in a personal relationship with people, it just brings people down, every season. So.
Aphromoo was given control of a new CLG team for the upcoming spring season, and was preparing to lane with a fresh-faced AD carry, Stixay.
He's got this, 1v5, 1v5, let's watch the boy. Oh, that was bullshit! Oh shit! What the hell's going on? Triple! Keep going! Get that bitch! Oh shit! Oh! What the fuck? Holy shit!
Stixay was young and new to the pro scene. He had played in Challenger, but Aphromoo was the one who shepherded him onto the big stage.
So when Stixay came to play, he was very calm, mellow, and when I played with him in lane, he would kill somebody who I didn't think we would kill. And I was like, what the hell, dude? I didn't know you could kill that guy. That was insane.
Aphromoo saw Stixay as a younger brother, but he also had plenty to learn from him. Breaking free of Doublelift's play and attitude let Aphromoo come into his own as a playmaker and shot caller.
Going into the back lines, and Sneaky gonna get stopped for now. Can they go back in? Rush is dangerously low. He's been locked up.
Slow. Take it slow. We're not go fast. Let's get the wave and the game.
Okay. I'm not going.
Darshan, go in. Take it slow.
30 seconds still.
Hey, watch the bunk. We need to grip with the bunk. Fuck, I exhausted him.
Zoo have ult? Yeah, she still has ulti.
Our turrets are gonna die. You guys are gonna have to fight. Tower.
You can start them off. Watch the loop. I took the ball.
Okay, I got into the base they go. The 15 last stand for Sneaky is not enough. Despite the triple kill, the game goes to Counter Logic Gaming, and they control second place.
CLG's roster was unproven, but with Aphromoo at the helm, CLG quickly became one of the best teams in the league that season. He was proving that it wasn't just Doublelift carrying CLG. He was an important part of the team's success as well.
Up his lane prowess here, and now the push in towards Stixay. There's the arcane shift. The point-blank flash binding. High takes a lot of damage, though. Gets a shield, has to pop his own ulti, and that's going to be a catch onto Sneaky. Here's the re-engage. They get the bear slap. They get the damage. He flashed the way and does stay alive. Now High gets crushed. That's a flank by Darshan. Balls could be next. They got the stun up the wall, and a double kill for Darshan's Jax.
I thought that he was toast, but very good understanding of the blocks.
Oh, the flash by Aphromoo! That's the kill picked up. Absolutely beautiful play by both of them.
Aphromoo led CLG to another NALCS championship, this time with a 3-2 win over TSM in the Spring 2016 Grand Finals.
Knocked back now by Buster Shot as well. Bjergsen is low. Stixay gets hit up, but QS is out. He's still gonna tag. He's trying to reset. He's going in for the reset. Yellow Star got another one. He's going for 3. Stixay. They can go in.
Smithy's popping up from his GA. Svenskera's gonna try and stop him, but he's the only one
left. Gonna go down. That's it. The ace for CLG. The clean it from Stixay. And
CLG prove you can change the players, but the faith remains, and they're gonna walk to their second consecutive North American LCS championship.
And CLG wasn't done. The team went to the mid-season invitational after playoffs, where they were pegged as one of the weaker teams at the event.
So the thing about CLG is I actually don't think they're a bad team. I just have questions about their team on the international stage, and I think there's 3 of them. Can Xmithy step up the way he did in the finals? He diversified his champion pools very well. Not only supportive, but also very aggressive. But Stixxay, Huhi, I think that there are huge questions about Huhi. He doesn't get banned out very much. What else can he play? And Stixxay's champion pool to me. I don't know whether it's good or bad, but it's bizarre, man.
But Aphromoo led CLG to second place, taking games off of Royal Never Give Up, the Flash Wolves, G2 Esports, and SK Telecom T1 in the process.
Baron is being started. Counter Logic Gaming are looking for the purple buff. The hammer throws Wolf into the pit and CLG get it. Stixxay's on the front line. Flashes, he's down. There's no more damage from CLG, but he's the one that has to do it. He's being jumped on by Duke. They've managed to kill Peng. Both ADCs are dead and CLG in a numbers advantage. They're looking for Faker. They've got him. Xmithy kills Faker. Counter Logic Gaming looking for an ace. They've got Duke chasing him down. Pounce after pounds, and Xmithy tags him, kills him. CLG may have done it.
For the 3rd time in 2 days, CLG will take out SKT. This is unbelievable. They've still got 4 members up.
Counter Logic Gaming are pushing into the base. Doshan's still got a GA, and it's only Wolf remaining. CLG are onto the Nexus turrets. CLG are pushing SKT, and it looks like they're going to do it. The focus is the Nexus, and Counter Logic Gaming scoring magnificent win for America.
Last tower goes down. CLG only have the Nexus turrets.
Doshan's in trouble. He decides to engage on Wolf. Inful Maelstrom buys some time. Lamb's Respite will keep CLG alive for a few more seconds, but this feels like the final fight. Petrifying Gaze didn't lock anyone up, but the hammer did. Duke throws CLG into the air. He picks his hands up as SKT have got 4 members down. They turn their attention to the Nexus, and SK Telecom continue to rule the world.
Aphromoo wasn't sad about the loss. In fact, he said it was an opportunity to learn and understand where he had to lead his team to next.
We definitely learned a lot, and being able to play against all the teams and making it all the way to finals, we have a lot of knowledge that we can use for our play. And going into NALCS, I think that NA as a region will probably do a lot better at Worlds this time around. Definitely really confident in saying that.
Aphromoo proved once again that no matter what his team looks like, no matter who his opponents are, he was the stabilizing, leading presence that teams need to make championship runs. For his part, Aphromoo continued to get more and more measured in his public appearances. He could still crack a joke, but being the guy his teammates relied on, being the most respected leader in the NALCS, made Aphromoo more pensive, more thoughtful.
I don't think too much has changed with his personality throughout the 3 years I've known him. He's been pretty much the same person, but now he's a lot more commanding or demanding of what he really wants, and as far as gameplay or anything like that goes. Before he was less of a natural leader, and now he's a very powerful person within the team.
As the seasons passed, Aphromoo stuck with CLG. Others came and went, but Aphromoo was always there. He was Mr. CLG, the team leader, the company man, always there as the star support and a leader the team looked to when things looked rough. But CLG wasn't winning championships anymore. Aphromoo needed a shakeup, and when NALCS franchising hit, new teams were knocking at his door.
I'd never, looked at my other options besides CLG, since I thought that that would be my home forever, but here we are.
100 Thieves wanted a star support. They wanted a great leader who could show a brand new organization the way. They wanted experience and a stabilizing presence. They wanted Aphromoo.
We are so incredibly proud and excited to welcome Aphromoo as the support player for the 100 Thieves roster moving into the 2018 LCS. We got Aphromoo! Woo! What are you always saying? Yeah, 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 yeah!
While they're still a young team, 100 Thieves have done well so far. They've beaten CLG with Aphromoo leading them to victory.
Let's see what they can find here. Turret number 1 going to be the target. The defense comes out, but it will not stand. Rainover down. 1 turret down. 100 Thieves onto the remaining structure still standing. CLG still has 15 seconds before their mid laner comes alive. Darshan alone will not hold this, and 100 Thieves find their win.
But more importantly, Aphromoo has become the kind of veteran that he looked up to all those years ago.
Stixay, who you essentially helped train and grow, was playing against him a proud dad moment, or was it a, I'm gonna put this kid in his place?
Trevor's a good kid. He actually has really good mechanics. It was really hard to land a skill shot on him. Usually I have that on my team from playing on CLG, right? But CLG's going to do well. They are a new team coming together from the jungle and support roles as well, but they just need a little bit of time and they'll be fine.
He has one of the longest careers in North American League of Legends, and has gone from a goofy streamer to one of the most respected shot callers in the league. We don't know how long Aphromoo will keep playing, but he'll always have a place as one of the NALCS's most important figures. He might not have dozens of trophies, but he has something just as important: the respect that comes with being the ultimate support.
Thanks for watching. If you want more great content just like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button.